Hey there, my friends. I hope life is treating you kindly. I'm Lubomira, and thank you for joining me today. Welcome to all my crafty friends, new and returning. I always look forward to this time of the week when we get together. If you're new to my channel, I'm glad you found your way here, and I invite you to check out more of my content. I love sharing my projects with you all, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend a few crafty moments with me. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. By hitting that little bell, you'll get notified every time I post something new, and you won't miss out on any of the crafty goodness. In today's video, I'm sharing a colorful colored pencil encouragement card, perfect for back to school. This would be a great card for those kids that are leveling up into middle school or high school grades, or even that moody senior that's too cool to get a card from mom and dad, but secretly loves it. On the other side of the spectrum, it would be a nice gesture for teachers that have 180 days of nonsense ahead of them. It's not the kids that are counting down days until summer, week 1 of back to school. It's the teachers, especially high school teachers. So giving them that boost of encouragement is greatly appreciated. I'm excited to show you this card, so let's get into this video. To create this card, I used the Dollar Tree Foil Cardstock and 2 of the Dollar Tree stamp sets. Before starting, I wanted to share a fun little crafty gizmo that I'll be using in this video. This is the We Are Memory Keepers rotating precision press. These types of tools have become really popular in recent years because they help in creating circular patterns and make wreath building really easy. When it comes to price, it's on the lower end of the spectrum, coming under $50 in most places it's sold. As of the taping of this video, it was listed around $40 on Amazon. This platform works on a magnetic turning dial and is made to be used with square pieces of paper. For those of us who are scrapbookers, this is great, but for those of us who are card makers, this can be a little problematic because our bases aren't usually square. You can of course round up to the next whole number of the largest side you are working on. For example, a 5.5 by 4.25 would be a 6-inch panel, and then cut it down, but a lot of us already have pre-cut bases. So this is what I do. I mark the center of my card panel right down the middle, and then I line up that mark with either the 5 or the 4-inch corner drawn on the grid on the base of the platform. To make sure that my cards are straight, I used a T-square and made myself a level line to line up the edge of my card panel with, either at the 4-inch or the 5-inch mark. As I mentioned, this works on a magnetic dial that pops off the base. Beneath it is a rotating plate that moves. You sandwich your card panel between the rotating plate and the magnetic dial that holds the cardstock in place. There are notches on the dial and the rotating plate to align everything so it locks properly. Once you have your card panel in place, you mount your stamp and ink it up as you would in other positioning platforms. The difference here is you turn the dial as you stamp. I mounted my pencil stamp close to the bottom of the platform near the dial. The closer you get to the dial, the smaller your center opening of the wreath will be. One of the limitations of this platform compared to others is that you only go as far as the dial will let you. Other, more open design rotating tools allow for smaller wreaths. This isn't a deal breaker for me, but it is something to consider. For this card, I created an arch using the pencil, at first stamping each color, cleaning the stamp, and then applying VersaMark ink and stamping a second time. However, towards the middle, I decided to just stamp all the colors first and then apply the VersaMark ink on top of each color all at once after having all the pencils stamped. Once I had my first arch, I applied clear embossing powder to the wet VersaMark ink and heat set it with my heat gun. I created a second arch beneath the first by flipping the paper and basically repeating the same process of stamping as I did the first, and then heat embossing it afterwards. I didn't show this in the video because it is the exact same process. When I was done with stamping and heat embossing, I trimmed the panel by about a ½ inch around. I also created a holographic matte panel using the Dollar Tree Foil Cardstock to place behind my stamped panel, and a black card base as well. I used liquid glue to attach the holographic panel to my ink panel, making sure to use a wipe and clean any of the glue that seeped out from behind. Next, I worked on the sentiment. I chose "You Got This" from that Dollar Tree Decorative Sentiment stamp set. Using my 2-inch hole punch, I created a circle banner out of some scrap cardstock. To make it easier to stamp, I inserted the circle back into the cutout piece of cardstock and held it in place with some low-tack tape. I positioned my word, prepped the area with an anti-static tool, and then stamped it as I regularly would using VersaMark ink. Once the word was stamped, I sprinkled white embossing powder over the wet ink and heat set it with my heat gun. All that's left is to put the card together. I glued my black cardstock panel to the white card base and then attached the front of the card to the base using foam tape. I added the sentiment to the center of the arches using foam squares. To finish the card, I added a little more than just a few gems. I may have gone overboard with the sparkle, just a tad bit, but hey, the card will serve its purpose of distracting the recipient of the fact that there are 180 days left of school. So there. Anyway, that's it for this card. This was a fun card to create, and it's hard not to smile when you look at it. Plus, the rotating tool really helped in making it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, thank you for stopping by and spending some time with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and please leave me those comments. I have so much fun reading all the things you have to say. All of you are so kind and gentle with your words. I'm excited to see and hear from new card makers. It's so nice to see this hobby growing in popularity. This world needs a little bit more joy in it and less drama. I feel that this hobby can really turn someone's day around. You never know what someone is going through, and to find a card in the mail handmade by someone really makes a difference. My friends, I hope you'll join me next time for another project. Until then, have a wonderful week, and I hope life treats you kindly. Take care. Bye.